G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League with another set of matches. So as you can see, currently rank 8 and trying to get to rank 9 before the end of the season. So let's jump in and jumping into Master League, running Giratina, Dialga and Mewtwo with the buddy boost on Dialga. So Giratina on the lead. Let's hope we can get some good leads ourselves. So Giratina into Giratina. So not a bad lead. This one, you want to sort of let them charge, throw their move first, but to try and get that extra fast move through. So they throw first. They're usually going to be always throwing an Ominous Wind. I will do the same, so throw an Ominous Wind. They didn't get a boost. Let's hope I can get a boost. So they've obviously shielded that up, and then, oh, boom, I've got the boost. So that's absolutely spectacular. Through their second one goes, and no boost for them, so throw the second Ominous Wind, get the shield, no second boost, but that's fine. So going to throw this Ominous Wind as soon as I get it, just because I don't want to be taking any more damage than I need to. So out comes the Dialga with the boost, absolutely spectacular. I can get to my Shadow Ball first. Boosted Shadow Ball is going to take out this Dialga. Absolutely outstanding. In the back is the Groudon, and so they're charging up, and I get to another Shadow Ball, so able to Shadow Ball the Groudon, and at this point that's GG. So the boost there really helped out, but it is quite nice there. So let's jump into the next one and see what we get. Hopefully we are able to get something just as good. So Melmetal on the lead, so really good. Usually what will happen is they'll wait for me to throw energy. They will then bail. So in this instance they shielded that up. So normally they don't shield the first one, which is why I throw the Shadow Ball. This one did shield it up, so not ideal. They've thrown their energy, but they're going to throw again, so interesting. So I'll let this one go as well, and then charge to another Shadow Ball and go straight Shadow Ball, see if they want to double shield this. So they haven't, which is good, and then they've decided to switch out. So now I'm going to switch to my own Dialga to mirror theirs, and we'll see how they go. So I have got a shield advantage here. I am going to shield this up, even though it is probably going to be the Iron Head. It is the Iron Head, so that's fine. And then I'll look to farm a little bit more and then throw my energy. So throw the energy, take that out, and I am expecting the Melmetal to come back out, which it does. It's going to throw an attack. If it's a superpower, that's fine. It'll take out my Dialga, but I will be able to come back out with the Giratina and farm down. So out comes the Groudon. Good for me. So I throw the Ominous Wind, bait out the last shield, which is absolutely spectacular. Look to charge up a little bit of extra energy. So I'm not going to shield this one up, hoping it's a bait. It was not the bait, so that's really unfortunate for me. Throw this energy in case they want to try and throw a Fire Blast really quickly. Able to get to the second Psy Strike and take out the Groudon with one shield in remaining. So really closer match than it should have been, because I didn't shield up that Earthquake, but always a difficult one. Don't want to shield up that first one in case it is the bait, and then they're able to get to the next one. In that instance, wouldn't have made a difference, because as you could see, I was able to tank the first Earthquake anyway. So on the lead, another Melmetal, really good for me, and they switch straight out into their own Dialga. So I mirror that with my own Dialga, just because obviously it's gotten no play against the Melmetal, so might as well get it out of there, and it is the best counter I have for the Dialga in the team. So I'm not going to shield this up. I am expecting it to be the Iron Head. Unfortunately, it is the Draco. This will give me a chance to come in and completely farm down with the Giratina. Unfortunately, they do get to another charge move, so I have to shield that up. But at this point, I've got so much energy, and we're now at equal shields. So absolutely fine with me, and out comes the Melmetal again. So I will throw the Ominous Wind to try and bait out their last shield. So I'm not getting that last shield, so I'm going to throw straight into the next Ominous Wind to try and grab another, finally grab their shield. Still not grabbing their last shield, so really frustrating there. I'm going to let this Rock Slide go. I'm going to charge up, and then hopefully try and get to the next move. Wasn't able to get there, but they do Rock Slide, and that almost takes me out, but they make a nice sacrificial switch there to try and get a little bit of energy gain. So I was able to get to the charge move, do a little bit of damage, and then throw my energy from the Mewtwo. I have got a shield myself, so I'll be able to shield that up and throw my next Psy Strike and KO their Giratina, and then out comes the Melmetal, and should be able to get to another Psy Strike before they're able to get to a move to take that out. So good game right there. Not quite enough damage, but able to fast move farm it down. So with the Giratina in the back with only a very, very small amount of health left. So jumping into the next game, let's see what we get in the lead. So Togekiss in the lead, so not great. So what I do for this is charge to a Shadow Ball and throw an Ominous Wind. And the reason I do that is to try and bait out a shield. So if I can bait out a shield, I'm loving life. Unfortunately, can't bait out the shield, and they should be getting to their charge move just before I can. I'm hoping for an Ancient Power because I can actually survive that and still throw my own Ominous Wind. So throw the Ominous Wind. Actually get the boost, which is absolutely useless at that point with like 1 HP left. So able to bring in the Mewtwo and completely farm down the Togekiss, giving me a whole lot of energy. So here, really good. So I will throw the energy. I grab the first shield from them and then go straight into the next Psy Strike. Let's see what they want to do. So I was thinking about switching out. They did catch the Dragon Claw, and then I will charge to a Psy Strike and then switch out, and out comes their own Dialga to mirror mine. So this is okay. So I want to charge to the Draco and then throw the Iron Head here, which is absolutely fine. So now that I know that I've got their last shield, I'm in a very, very good position, and I just need to beat them to the Iron Head, because if the Dragonite takes me out, I have a charge move on the Mewtwo, and Mewtwo will beat it in a CMP tie. So good game right there. So Mewtwo in the back with Psy Strike saved really is gonna help out. So able to take that game pretty comfortably in the end, even though I had very minimal health on both of my Pokemon. So into the Mewtwo, and although this is a positive match, I still really don't like it. It's really still very, very frustrating. I throw straight into the Ominous Wind because I want to have the chance of boosting there. And then in this instance, what I'm going to do is shield this up. Unfortunately, it is a Psy Strike, and then I'm going to shield this one up in case it is another ish Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, it's a Psy Strike, so they baited me, and they're 2 shields up. And so in this instance, what I'm going to have to do is try and bait out their last shields. I do have the energy advantage, so I will be able to throw straight into the Ominous Winds. And able to grab both of their shields back. So they're now obviously got energy. They will be Shadow Balling me, taking me out, and then I'll come in with my Dialga, and we're back to square up on shield. So really good for me here. And then out comes a Melmetal, so instantly swap into my Mewtwo, and I'll be able to throw the Focus Blast. So unfortunately, they get to 2 Rock Slides, which is going to keep me really, really low, and so I want to over farm just a little bit to try and put pressure on to see if I can get to a charge move on their Giratina. I can't, but I also don't want it to be able to farm me down. So even if this is a Shadow Ball, it's not going to be enough to KO from this range, and they threw the Ominous Wind looking for the boost, because at this point that's their only chance, getting a boosted Ominous Wind. They didn't get the boost, so I was able to charge down really quite comfortably in the end there. So good game right there, and was able to go 5-0 in that set, which was really nice. So a few nice leads there. So was able to take those games, so really, really good right there. And jumping into the next set, and we'll see what we get. So Dialga on the lead, really not good for me. So what I'm going to do here is switch into my own and hope they don't have their own counter. They do. They have a Groudon. Basically everybody is running the counter. The Groudon is not too bad if you can get a little bit of a head start on energy. So what I do here is just let this go. If it is the Fire Punch, happy days. If it's not, not so good for me. And then I'll come in with the Mewtwo. Get to my charge move before they can get to another a Fire Punch. And then they didn't shield. So I'm up a shield. But obviously the Mewtwo is going to be left to do a lot of work. So going to shield up the Mewtwo here. And then throw straight into the Side Strike and try and grab that last shield. Let's see what I can get. No shield, so in that instance I'm going to go straight into the next Side Strike and see what they want to do. So if I can grab their last shield, I'm still happy with that. So now they should be... And right there, I made a huge mistake. Tried to switch, but lost all my energy, so should have just thrown the energy. They then Draco Meteored, which actually works out in my favor. I was able to get a little bit of extra energy, store up the Shadow Ball on the Mewtwo, throw the Shadow Ball, and one-shot that Mewtwo, and then fast move farm it down. So even though I lost a full Side Strike, which I could have thrown, I was still able to win that game, and it actually probably turned out better. Not throwing the energy on the with the Mewtwo, so because it was allowed me to come out and farm down the Dialga, and yeah, worked out really well for me. So next one, Metagross on the lead, so instantly swapped into Giratina to mirror, and then I swapped into Dialga to mirror that. So not going to shield this up. It is the Shadow Ball. I can tank one, which is fine. I will now throw my Iron Head, and the reason I don't want to shield is because I know that the Melmetal is coming back out, so there's no point having more health on it. I'd rather save that shield, so unfortunately they get to a move before I do. Not going to shield this up. It is the superpower, and that's fine. It debuffs them, so I'll come back out with my Giratina and just want to start throwing some energy before they swap this out, because they are debuffed, so I am expecting that swap out to happen. Out comes the Groudon, and I'll throw another Ominous Wind. Was able to get the bait, looked to swap, but got the boost, so obviously didn't want to swap that out, and then they left the game. So to be honest, that was GG's anyway. That was going to be a pretty comfortable win, just being able to grab that last shield, even without the boost there. Boost just really sealed it, and off they went. So again, another Dialga lead, mirror that, and out comes a Metagross. So don't see these as often in Open Master League, but they still are really, really good. So through the Iron Head and grab the shield. So here, if they decide to Earthquake me, fine. If they decide to Meteor Mash me, not so good for them. So was able to get to a second Iron Head to really put some pressure on them. And then they're going to Meteor Mash me again, and it will be taking me out at this point. That works out really well for me. Up a shield, and I can come in with Giratina and farm down. So they did swap that out, and then in comes their Dialga again. So in this instance, I will need to shield up, and I will be looking to throw that energy. So I'm going to go straight for the Focus Blast here. Questionable, however, no shield, and absolutely one-shot it. So looking to farm up as much energy as I can. Unfortunately, they get to a charge move. I will be able to shield that up. It is the Meteor Mash, and go back to farming. So out comes their own Giratina, and I will be able to throw my Side Strike, and then throw the Ominous. So there was questionable. Should have thrown the Ominous Wind, because I may have got to a second Ominous Wind. So they throw the Shadow Ball. So the reason I wanted to swap that in and didn't throw back-to-back charge moves on the Mewtwo is because I wanted to burn that last shield, and I knew a second charge move from the Mewtwo would take it out, and it will also win CMP. So even if they had energy, if they when they KO'd my Giratina, the Mewtwo will be able to beat them in a race to in a CMP time, so happy days. So this one, Groudon on the lead, and again, they usually don't shield up the first one, and that's why I throw a Shadow Ball. So throw the Shadow Ball, it goes unshielded, and then normally what happens is they throw an Earthquake here, and that is no exception. So they threw the Earthquake, and they've got to a Fire Punch. So I'm going to let that Fire Punch go through, because it will not KO me at this range, and I will throw my own energy here. So able to take this out and leave very little health, and the Shadow Mewtwo comes in. So this is really not ideal for me, and I do want to get to a charge move, so I'm going to shield this up just in case. Unfortunately, it is a Psy Strike, so really good on them. And then in comes a Melmetal. So possibly what I should have done here is throw the Draco and then switch out. However, obviously I did not do that. So I'm going to get a little bit of lag, unfortunately, and then try for double Psy Strike here. So got the first shield. I'm going to charge up. Going to let this go, which is questionable. Rock Slide almost takes me out. They're going to throw another Rock Slide, which is really unfortunate, which means I have to shield. And then what I'm going to do is just go straight for the Psy Strike because I expect to get their second shield here, and I do, because there's no reason for me to shield that up if I had if I didn't have a charge move and just to basically bluff the Focus Blast. So unfortunately they superpower me here, swap into the Mewtwo, and the Mewtwo's able to fast move farm me down. I come into my own Mewtwo, throw the energy to take out theirs, which it will, but then they're going to be able to come in and farm me down with the Melmetal. So good game right there. And definitely what I should have done is throw the Draco onto the Melmetal prior to swapping out with the Dialga. They would have shielded that up, and then it would have been able to burn a shield that way. So next match into a Kyogre, which is again a really good match for me. So usually they will not shield up the first one, so throw the Shadow Ball. So again, able to land that Shadow Ball because they did not want to throw. So they're charging up a lot of energy. And I then throw my Ominous Wind. They decide to shield, and I think they're at about 10 or 11 now, so I'm worried about a Blizzard coming through. The Surfs come through, so unfortunately they got the shield bait, and then I don't need to shield this second one, and then I'm going to look to completely farm that down. Through comes a Zekrom, which is going to be okay for me. So throw the Ominous Wind, was hoping to try and grab that last shield, unable to do so. So they're going to look to completely farm me down and able to get them into the yellow, but they do have a lot of energy, so that's not ideal for me. So out comes the Heatran. So into Dialga, they swap into the Heatran. I'm going to shield this up. Flamethrower is going to do a huge amount of damage here, so I'm going to charge up to the Focus Blast and then throw the Psy Strike to try and bait out that last shield. I was not able to do so, but I am able to get to another Psy Strike, and this is the beauty of it. If you don't bait out the shield on the first one, the second one I do get the shield because they're so close to dying that they need to shield that up. So out comes the Zekrom, and it's going to throw its energy. It's a wild charge, and then I'm going to look to completely farm it down and then throw the Draco. So I don't 100% know what they were doing. I think they were trying to catch a charge move on the Zekrom, trying to catch that Iron Head on the Zekrom to burn my energy and then swap back into the Heatran. So I was able to go 4-1 in that set, so good set there. Really happy with that, and then got a Farfetch'd as the reward. So if you're wanting to improve your excellent throws, I've got a video on that. I'll link to that now. Check it out if you want. So they were a couple of my run-throughs on my Master League team running Giratina in the lead. So nothing too outlandish in terms of team comp, but it's very, very stable. Gets me up to 24-42, which is really, really nice. So hopefully that was useful for someone. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. So bye for now.